Ready. All right, we're live. Welcome back to another episode of us discussing WandaVision. I am Comics for Cheap. I got my co-host over here with me at Comic Talks, aka Justin. I love
Nice
that
to be
picture.
here. Thank you.
And today we are discussing WandaVision episode 5, and there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen the episode, please stop and go watch the episode, and then you can come back and join us on the replay. But yeah, let's jump right into it. Look at that. Look at that baby Vision.
I fucking love that's a real picture of baby Paul Bettany, I guess. So
is it really?
Yeah, they just edited it. Could you imagine that his mom like finding that and just be like,
No.
"Oh Jesus!
oh, I know what you guys need, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, this is a right bloody surprise."
Don't you want a picture of baby Vision?
Hey, it takes about 30 of them. He's like pulls out a fucking tote and she's like, "Here you go, Mr. Feige." I don't know why I keep making her like more British through the eras. Hey, it's almost British. I have no respect for Britain. I'm sorry. I love it. I love Britain, I guess.
They take the whole box of them, and it
on your bite then.
They take Oh Lord. So, first thoughts, Justin, hit us with it.
Oh man, so I guess she got her dark liquor because as soon as I seen this one, I was like, she's drinking like a Jack and Cola right now.
Dark liquor, bright
future,
baby.
I love it because every time like we start off and they're trying to raise the two little babies that I guess have been awake for about 2 days straight.
Yeah, so, 2 days straight.
And the way time's been progressing, those babies should have already been like 6 years old or so with how fast everything's been moving with 2 whole days.
Right.
So
here's how when it opened too. I love how they were still, even though the babies were crying and everything was like shouldn't have been happy. They said they've been crying for 2 days. Mm-hmm. They open like they're still jovial, jaunting, dancing a little bit, whatever. She's still trying to maintain this happy life that she's got going on, or the the illusion of a happy life anyway. Mm-hmm. But yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, so we get these pictures, which are trying to fortify the illusion that
that he was in fact
a baby and had a childhood and everything.
Yes.
So that I thought that was pretty neat. The fact that Agnes does all this weird stuff, like right in the beginning, it shows that like we're getting closer and closer to them just dropping that whole facade. And I think in the next episode they're going to be like really hard, just glitching everywhere left and right. Oh, hey, what's up, man? And I just feel like they're giving us more and more towards the whole like you're in a simulation and everyone's starting to like really be in pain from it.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it's at home.
It's definitely something. So then they go back over to the little crib and they're gone. Mm-hmm. The babies are
just not in the crib.
That was creepy. I was like, oh man. Well, at first I thought Agnes took them or something. Mm-hmm. Like the entire time I'm watching this episode, all I'm thinking is everything's leading to Mephisto. So I'm thinking, Agnes came to collect. So like my first thing that I thought is that Agnes stole the babies to take them to Mephisto. And Smiley Tori says, I expect that Agnes is Mephisto. Maybe, but I think she's Agatha Harkness.
Honestly, and I think anyone can be Mephisto or no one at this point.
Everyone's Mephisto.
I'm at a 50% now. I was telling you that I was like at like an 80% to 60%. Yeah. I'm at 50% now.
that Mephisto's coming around. So I'm thinking here. I'm thinking Agnes stole the babies until we turn around and see them at about. You said like about 5 or 6 years old is where they're at. It seems like
right away.
Yeah, and then Vision's like, well, that's weird. So it's still queuing. He's like, it's weird that they grew. First of all, it's weird that Agnes didn't say anything about it or even notice a little bit about it. Oh, and then she makes her little statement. Oh, kids, you can't control them, no matter how much you want to.
It just seems like they're getting sloppier with the. And you brought it up. I didn't really notice it until you brought it up. But the red hue on everything.
Yep.
You can see like everyone that's being hexed has like a light.
There's around every light. There's like a red hue if you go back and rewatch. and it's like this red glow that's around all the lights, and it's the same energy glow of her power.
It was insane. I was after I watched it like the third time, that's when you talked to me about it, and I was like, oh shit, because except for the kids, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Like lightly around their outlines and stuff.
Except for the kids, which
but I think
kind of
that's
crazy.
That's them kind of showing that the radiation is getting worse, and that she's making mutants in that town right now. And there was 3,000 people in that town.
Yeah,
everyone in that town's going to be a mutant.
Yeah,
it's radiation.
It is birthing. Here, Smiley Tori says this is definitely where I feel the entire multiverse is going to ripple and open up for the X-Men. And yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. That she may in fact be birthing the X-Men.
Well, we confirmed 3 X-Men, 4 X-Men now. We're gonna get to that later, but right now we have Wiccan and Speed, and Scarlet Witch was there from almost the beginning. So so it is what it is, and with what they want to do with the House of M storyline, this might be their breeding ground.
Calling her Scarlet Witch just reminds me of the little scene where they're like, does she have any kind of weird nickname or anything else?
That's her villain name was Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I think they're getting at. I think they want to just kind of, I don't know. They named her Magic, so they have to be like Scarlet Witch. But I'm pretty sure they only call her that in Avengers, Age of Ultron. But I don't. I got to rewatch it now because I don't even recall hearing them ever say it. I'm going to trick myself, where I was like, yeah, I totally heard it, but I don't know. I got to rewatch it.
Right. So then they get a dog, and magically Agnes shows up with a doghouse.
Sparky.
Based off
real character.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't catch Sparky. So go ahead. What is Sparky?
He's a synthezoid dog made by Vision, because in the Vision comics, he's actually creating his own life
in the Tom King one, right?
Yeah, and he has a wife, Synthezoid, and it's hard to say multiple times because it's like when you start to realize what the word is, you stop saying it right. But then his kids are also synths, and I think it was cute because she named him Sparky because he looked a plug socket. He just wanted to die. This dog just really wanted to die the entire time.
Immediately. Yeah.
And
like the second that that Wanda took control of the dog is in so much pain that it's attempting suicide. Just instantly. Yeah. So when they're at the sink, and there's no dog until Wanda comes into the room. I don't know if you happen to notice that. Like the bubbles aren't moving. No. You don't see a dog. There's nothing there in the sink. You assume that they're doing something, but then it's not until she moves them that there is in fact
didn't even realize that you got
a dog. Yeah, and then she's snuggling the dog.
Were you like frame by frame, like no dog, dog. What the?
And then I'm just like, and then she's snuggling the dog. The dog's trying to get out of her arms. Everything like that is going on, and then immediately sticks its tongue into a light socket.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He just like totally gave up on life right away. He was like, "Fuck, this is weird. Yeah. I don't feel right." Oh, but man. That was she made a point when she was like talking about we don't think you're ready to have an animal, because like, was she ready to take over a town and keep them all fed and stuff like that? Are they eating?
Almost everything that she tells the kids is almost like a lesson that she needs to hear herself.
Exactly. Like, what is happening to all those people? Are they staying alive because they're just like adrenaline is going, or are they really eating? Do they have like vaccinations going on? Or
well, okay, all right. So
medication.
Hold on, because that is some good points. So first of all, she's really unable to control the kids, right? Tommy and Billy. So they grow to be able to keep the dog by themselves. They're like Vision and Wanda are like, no, and then they just grow to about 10 years old. That I think was really important. The fact that Agnes said you can't control kids no matter how hard you try or how much you want to. I think that was really important. And then I know we're jumping ahead just a tiny bit, but then when Vision says, why are there no other kids in this town? And you and I kind of had already pointed this out before too, that there are no other kids, and they keep saying like for the children, blah, blah. So I think it's very obvious now because Wanda just can't control kids. She can't control them like she can control the adults and everything. Whether that's the extent of her power, whether morally she just subconsciously is putting up a stop with the kid, like putting kids in that much pain, or whatever it happens to be. But she couldn't put them to sleep with her little magic whoosh. She can't stop them from growing, and there's no other kids in the town. So I think
that, and my buddy Cody brought this up, that Wiccan is the one aging them up. It's not both of them. It's Wiccan doing it because they have to lock eyes.
Okay.
You notice they look at each other and then they grow.
Oh, okay.
I think the only time that didn't have to happen was when they were next to each other in the cribs. But then that was something weird with Agnes. Like maybe they were just aggravated enough that Wiccan was like, "Grow up. I'm done with this."
Well, Agnes was like rocking them. She was rocking them like towards each other. Maybe they looked at each other then.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know if that is the theory.
I mean, I'm just going with they're just able to, they're twins. What one does is what the other one's going to do. So
yeah, that's
or they may not have any powers yet. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so going on. Then there's a ding dong at the door, and I can't remember who's at the door first. You gotta remind me because I was in the middle of rewatching it.
All right, so first we have. Well, first they go through the whole thing, the whole intro.
It's the drone.
Yeah, so they go outside.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on outside the bubble, outside the hex.
They introduce everyone to the parents and everything of Wanda and Pietro, and a lot of people have tried to look up the names, and they don't work with any of the last aliases with Magneto or anyone like that. So this is something new. And which is really good because I hope that there's like a surrogate family or something like that. Like I hope they don't just go and be like, there's a Magneto out there. Then everyone's like thinking about Magneto and like what's going to happen with Magneto. But they're not paying attention to what's actually happening. And that's why I think they're not pumping the X-Men so hard.
Okay.
And I think the whole, them showing the parents and everything is just kind of like, all right, we're going to try to bring the Scarlet Witch's origin out now through the episode. Next 3 episodes. So I'm hoping that we get to see something with their family.
There is that briefing, about the parents, the fact that she had the twin brother, the fact that they were given their powers through, strange experimentation with the Mind Stone, which I thought was important for them to bring that back up, that she did get her powers, through the Mind Stone, at least in this universe. And then Monica figures out that stuff that's going in there is manipulated. It's not created, it's just manipulated. And then it stays that way permanently, which is what we had already kind of talked about too, with like the cable going in and coming back out a jump rope. But now we figure out that it's just manipulated from the same material. So she goes and shoots her pants and it's Kevlar, which I was making fun of that scene real hard. Because first of all, it's not how Kevlar works. You don't shoot it and it just bullets fold up and drop to the floor. Second of all, you wouldn't be able to pick that bullet up in like 2 seconds after it was fired without burning the shit out of your fingertips. But anyways,
You got real deep into that one.
I'm getting real nitpicky. No, just kidding.
5.2 seconds until the bullet can actually be picked up. I swear to God.
Yeah, and these forensics just don't make sense.
I know how fast you can pick up the slugs.
Hey, what's up, street food?
All right,
snacks when you watch WandaVision.
No, actually, I just usually have dinner made, so I can I was
eating some Bojangles. Does that count?
I plan my whole life around this show right now because there's nothing going on. So I mean,
plan my whole life.
My entire life is based on when it goes off. I'll wait for it.
Literally everything I do on Friday revolves around WandaVision.
Yeah, I got it timed perfectly. So they sent an email to Vision.
No, wait, so hold on. So they sent the drone to Wanda first.
Oh yeah, first that was.
Oh no, you're right. So the first was the email. Yes, and Vision's at work, and then they all creepily read the Shield email.
Yeah, which is a weird email to read.
Oh man,
inside perspective, radiation.
And then he zaps into what's his face's head.
Norm's
head, And
he
Norm,
touches the computer and it does it, and he's like, if I touch a human, like, which is like the worst train of thought. Like,
all right, let's go straight to human trials.
It worked on a computer.
And then Norm is instantly freaking out. Where's my phone? Where's my sibling? Where's my dad? I'm in so much pain. You need to stop her. Stop her. Stop her. Stop her. And then Vision is just freaking out. Like, what are you trying to tell me? And then zaps him back into the reality that has been created.
Back to sleep with you.
Back to sleep. Yep. But now Vision knows. He knows, because first of all, they said Maximoff contingency in the email, and as soon as he zapped Norm, where she's like, she's controlling, it's all her, she's controlling us, I'm in so much pain. And then Vision has figured it out at this point.
And you think he's in pain also, not just because emotionally, but do you think he's like starving and, so thirsty, or maybe she's just making them just like in a stasis when they're not doing anything? She just freezes them.
Do you think what? So you think that you're talking about the townspeople, that they're starving?
Yeah, they're off screen because there's only
when Vision went to that little thing and he was passing out around gum or whatever. No, they ate at that little garden party thing, or the little pool thing before, when they were planning.
Yeah, but do anyone like in the town, do they eat like when they're at home and stuff?
Oh, well, I would assume so. I mean, they ate at that. They had the dinner party, right? They ate then. He almost choked on his dang food.
Like if you left and you were off screen, like the other like 2,900 people, are they at home? Like in the simulation, like just sitting there.
What's up, Ian? I'd be like, "Where's my weed? Where's my bong?" He zaps it to him.
Like if Vision ran to the other side of town, would he catch someone just standing in their house, like in the center of the living room, just like all?
You talking about like zombie state, like Paranormal Activity, just kind of hovering above the bed?
Is she putting everyone in like a stasis to keep them alive?
Because I don't know, man. That's a good question.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, that's really what's going on, is people are getting all like dilapidated and dying, and like we're talking about kids and babies and stuff, like people's fucking families, for the children.
For the children. No, that's a good question. I would assume that she would be able to keep them alive, like keep them going. For the children. I would assume she'd keeping them alive somehow, like that they're able to go through some sort of a routine, or she's set, how like in Sims, the game Sims, you can set a routine for like whoever you're controlling or whatever. I would assume that it'd be something similar. She's playing like a real life version of Sims, and she's just set a routine that they go to wherever and eat some food or drink some coffee, and then go to work, and then they can go home and then fuck their wife, and then or like whatever their routine happens to be. I would assume that's what she's got kind of in place. But now she's freaking out, because now comes the old droney drone. And that was clever from Monica, saying, what if we send something in that's from the same time period?
I love that idea. That was so
cool. That was really clever.
Never change him.
And from the 80s, the little drone that they sent in to try to communicate with Wanda. Wanda, of course, is furious, and then director Hayward decides he's just going to shoot a missile right at Wanda, because that's a good idea. Let's agitate the person that's controlling an entire town.
Yeah, dude, that was not a good idea. And it doesn't even show it. It doesn't even take the time to show it.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work.
When Wu was saying, I don't like to speak ill of people. And then she interrupts her and goes, yeah, Hayward is she's going to say Hayward is a dick. But then it like cuts back to him and he's in the middle of saying terrorist. Do you think that is anything important? Well, like it basically says Hayward is a terrorist.
I consider, if he is a SHIELD operative, and that means he was at one time a
Hydra,
or
Skrull.
Sword, or Skrull, or either way, he could just be a normal dude, and we're just like,
and we're just reading way too much into it. It was just really weird how they cut. Allow me, Hayward is a, and then he says terrorist, and I was like,
terror.
Yeah, there's the war on terror. there he is, war on terror.
Yeah, so I'm still holding out for my boy here.
Well, you were saying that there was some kind of rumor about Bryan Cranston being Mephisto.
Yeah, and there's other. Well, we're gonna keep going. Where are we at in the episode then?
Where are we at? The drone. So she jumps out of the perimeter. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got the guns and the lasers right on her. She's like, "This is your one and only warning.
Yeah,
leave me and my family alone." And then, the most badass thing that she's done yet. She like just sends that energy, and everyone immediately, like in synchronization, points their gun at Hayward, and he's like, whoa, stand down.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
That is a direct Easter egg to Magneto.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Did you come up with that one all by yourself, Justin?
No, the internet did. But,
no, but that's awesome. Right, I didn't even think about that.
I would have typed it down if I had a forum to listen to me.
Yeah. That's a good one though, because I forgot about that. That's completely like scene cut, like shot for shot almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I didn't even think about that.
She can just make everyone make their guns useless. Even if they shot him at her, that would be a terrible idea, because it would just.
Oh yeah, because she could just.
Yeah, she's better than Magneto because
do the Neo.
Yeah, it's magic no matter what. So.
Right.
That blow your mind? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. You did just throw a curveball at me. That one's a good one. I like that. Now, when I go back and rewatch it for a third time, I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, okay, yeah." No, that's awesome. Hey, nice living room.
I just had to go home and get something.
All right, so she goes back in. Everyone that was outside of the perimeter comes out of her spell. Now they go back to chasing the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's night, is it nighttime? Yeah, it is nighttime outside of the thing. And then when they go back, she goes back in, it's like daytime. Yeah. So she's manipulating even the weather, which is crazy to think about.
Ugh.
Oh man. So
allergies and it's just always day.
Like, why can't I stop sneezing? I'm in so much pain.
Yeah, that's all you do is sneeze all day.
All right, so now they go after the dog. The dog's dead. Spoilers.
Rest in peace, Sparky. We should have said spoilers before that. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the episode, please leave the video now, because we are spoiling very heavy in this whole last. I
mean, it's only in the title and the description of the video. So, anyways, so the dog has successfully completed suicide by eating, what is it, rhododendron leaves?
No, it was azaleas.
Azalea leaves. Okay, and yeah. Goodbye, Sparky. It's been nice.
Again,
you find your paradise.
It's scary because if that was Wanda that did that, then she willingly.
Well, it happened when Wanda was out of the loop.
But she wanted to teach them a lesson, like
teach who a lesson?
The kids a lesson with the whole dog thing.
So you think she forced the dog to eat the?
Like, based on if it is her and she's doing all of this subconsciously, then she created the dog. She let the dog go and die. And she wanted to tell the kids that she can't bring Pietro back. For one, she doesn't have the body. And two.
All right. So that scene was crazy because now the kids. So I think my assumption of what had happened was that after she left the bubble, that's when the dog went and died, basically, because she didn't have the control or she was losing focus or whatever happened. But either way, either that or she did want to do that to teach the kids a lesson. Either way, the dog is dead. Agnes is kind of scared to even tell her that the dog is dead. Yeah. And then the kids are like, just bring him back. You can do it.
Yeah, it's going to be Wanda Sparky for season 2.
How? Damn, Wanda Sparky. How do the kids know that she has this power?
I think that she has a hand in their development because she's always around giving them exactly what they need. So
either she has a hand in their development or Mephisto's soul has a hand in their development.
She is context sensitive. So whatever they need, whenever they need it, she's there for plot.
Yes.
And for distraction. So she is definitely involved involved heavily, if not by Mephisto, by Wanda, and that's her right hand. And I think she could have just, made her the first person that she came in contact with that was vexed.
Right. It's almost
And
her way of admitting no matter what she does, Vision is still not really back.
Mhm.
True. I still
Well,
can't get a grasp of what's going on because
uh,
Vision seems to be out of her control, but also in her control at the same time.
right. And it seems like the only reason why he's not really in her control is because she's powering him with magic and not like able to change his brain waves and stuff like that because he is the energy that she would be using against him. So
Mm.
like it just feeds him power when she tries to,
But he's
trick.
still, like the robot or AI that Tony
Yes.
created.
Someone put it perfectly. They were like, "Damn, she really weakened at Bernie's the last 5 episodes." Like it's just a dead ass Vision, just like a corpse,
Yeah.
just hanging out and walking around, and like we'll get to it in the end of the episode, but there's some really messed up like revelations at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But we did discover that, or they did tell us because we had already kind of assumed that she did break into the shield or the top secret location where Vision's body
So,
was being stored and
mhm.
stole it. Yep. Basically said, fuck y'all, I'm out. Grabbed the
which
corpse and left.
which is what they meant by robotics, nanotechnology, and all that stuff is them vivisecting Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Vivisecting Vision. That's really hard to say.
Vivisecting Vision.
Vivisecting Vision. We can make that the. I wish we could edit this. Just put vivisecting Vision.
Vivisecting the Vision.
Should have put that on here. I'm gonna take a picture down of Vision because this is sad. Vivisecting Vision.
While he stares at you.
Yeah, it's a baby.
All right, so where are we now? So we're at okay, so the kids are saying, why can't you just bring him back, blah 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 blah. You can seem to have some knowledge that she can bring the bait or the dog back from the dead, and that's when Vision walks into that conversation and is like, bring who back, or bring what back, what are we talking about? And dog has passed away. Wanda kind of passes that information along. Vision at this point knows what's the happy haps and in this town. And when they go in back into the house, right at this point, and Vision's like, they found a dog and buried a dog in the same day.
Yeah.
And she's like, life moves fast in the suburbs.
Yeah, it's really messed up.
Yeah.
They like the kids, they lived a whole lifetime right there, getting a dog in a day and it dying. And now they and you can see morally the kids are their own people. They're not being controlled. Like it's them and Vision. And I think that them, getting in arguments and stuff is starting to break that wall down.
Yeah. And the fact that she's again sitting there telling the kids the exact lessons that she needs to be taking herself. Like, you need to move on from loss, and you can't bring things back from the dead, no matter how hard or how much you want to.
Come on, Wanda, listen to yourself, Wanda.
Right? Yeah. No, that's how you know she snapped, because she doesn't know that she's crazy.
She crazy, dude.
She crazy.
Yeah.
She's like a couple exes that I have.
Crazy though,
It's that redhead crazy, man. I tell you. But then Vision decides, he's gonna grow the cojones to challenge Wanda and basically say, hey, I talked to Norm, the real Norm, and I know what's going down, and you need to stop. And you can't just reset at the end of the day. You can't just like make everything better and just restart. And then she tries to when the credits roll, and I thought that was so crazy.
And they just kept going, and Vision fucking loses his mind.
And she's like, no, you can't do it. And she's like trying to leave the room. She's trying to go upstairs, go to bed to reset or whatever she's doing. And Vision's like, no, we're talking about this like right now. And that's when they're about to square up. Both of them go up in the air. And we called it last week we were in the hotel. We kind of talked about it, but we called it that that's going to be the battle, man. That's the final battle of this series.
Oh yeah,
Vision versus Wanda.
So it's looking like we're not going to be. I'm at 50% now. So, starting to lose faith.
But so they're squaring up. Then they start to calm down a little bit, like, whatever, and then the knock at the door. And she's like, "That's not me. I promise you, that's not me." And Vision's like, "I don't believe you. Like, it's got to be you. Even subconsciously, it's you." And they when she opens the door, and it's just a pure look of confusion / like, what are you? What is this? And that's when I could have sworn, man, I was like, it's got to be Mephisto. Ah. Yeah, who do we think brought back Quicksilver? We'll talk about it in just a second here.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah,
This is the weird part.
Before I saw the back of his head, because we had already seen that small leak of what had happened, like not this scene, but that he was kind of in the show now, Evan Peters. And go ahead.
It's a good thing because he's a great actor.
Yeah, no, I loved him as Quicksilver, but until we saw the back of his head, I was like, please Mephisto, please Mephisto, please Mephisto, please. Like, I'm just sitting there because the look in her eyes, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, is she scared? Is she, what's going on? I was hoping Mephisto for sure, but it turns out it's Quicksilver, and they even made the little comment. She recast her brother.
Or did she?
Or did she? It's Mephisto. It's for sure.
Or did she? Mephisto's like, sorry, I only get.
Here's like extra spoilers, because this goes beyond what we know of this episode. But there's a small like trailer leak, I guess, for the next episode, that has already been kind of passed around,
rubbed off the internet, actually,
and scrubbed off the internet. Yeah. So basically, this character, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, or whoever he might be, throws and like says something really mean to Wanda. I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't know if people want to be spoiled, but says something mean to Wanda that basically wouldn't be said, right? If they were, truly the brother and sister and loved each other and everything like that. So, and then Wanda basically hits him with a nice little blast. And I won't go too much farther into that, but that brings up the question, of course, who is this dude?
Yeah, honestly, like, I can see with his attitude, like, it's not the same Quicksilver. And if it is, he's under a hex. So it's like another. That's why I like this show, because it keeps stringing you along in the old theory style, and then they already know our game, what we do, how we speculate, and everything, and they're just
playing
doing their own thing. They know what we want to do, and they're letting us do their marketing for them. So it's fucking amazing, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Smiley Tory, on my Instagram at Comics for Cheap, Justin and I have a little video up of us talking about that little trailer, so you can watch the trailer. We kind of have the phone watching a phone, basically, because that's the only way we're able to share it. Justin saved it to his phone, and then we watched it from a phone onto a phone, and that's like
phone in the lake.
and then Disney showed up at our door, and we were like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I had to melt my fingertips off,
and then that's pretty much she's like, Pietro, and he's like, gives a little nod, they hug, and that's the actual end of the episode right there, right? I think so.
Yeah, that's pretty much the mind fuck of the episode.
Oh, man.
That's not the end, though. The last thing he says is, who's the popsicle? Points at Vision.
Oh, that's right.
He sees dead Vision. He doesn't see living Vision.
Oh, okay.
That ain't working on him either. I just realized that.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I realized because I heard someone talk about it earlier on one of the videos I watched, and I made that connection that he is no longer being affected by magic either. So he got brought there some other way, or he's Mephisto. Yeah, exactly. It's just so weird that they want to use an actor that otherwise was born in like the 80s, right? Like he was born in like the 70s then, right? Because then he is in the 80s after in First Class. No, not First Class, the Futures Past, Days of Futures Past. He plays that Quicksilver from the 80s.
Right, the kid.
And that would be, he'd be like 40 then, right? Like he'd be 40 in their universe, in their timeline. and
Yeah.
2023. You know, it's weird that they jump so many generations. Like they jump like 30 or 40 years for him, and then put him in
Envious.
the universe also.
If he can age, maybe he sped ahead in time like Flash.
Oh yeah, and that's why he's like douchey now.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, man. Fuck you. Your husband's dead. And like, you know,
maybe he caused Flashpoint, and that's really what this all is the Marvel Flashpoint.
I think he's there to antagonize, and I think they wanted to recast Quicksilver anyways, because you know, obviously they had another actor play him, and they killed him off because of licensing agreements and stuff like that. For like, he had to die. So I mean, I'm all for this. Whatever way they have to do it to tie him in, I'm all for it. But I think that
it's crazy. It definitely opens the door because for X-Men, right? Obviously, it's a blatant door open for X-Men.
Yes.
Just the fact that he's playing the same character as he did on the Fox franchise is just no matter if it's him or if it's Mephisto or whoever it is, the fact that they chose this person to play Quicksilver as like a recast and even like said it blatantly. This is she recasted her brother is
because,
like
he's dead.
Yeah,
people that are truly dead
is swinging the door wide open for X-Men, which is very, very, very exciting.
I think all 3,000 people in that town are going to be humans or Inhumans.
Inhumans or the New Mutants, or they should have scrapped that movie too. I swear, man, Disney, like with what genius they have with this show, they definitely could have afforded to kill the Phoenix Project and kill the New Mutants Project.
Okay, so with what we have in front of us, and knowing that, because we missed the whole Monica Rambeau getting her scans, she gets some X-rays.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go back to that.
It ends up coming back negative. You can't see anything on the X-rays. This is because she now has her abilities. She is now Photon, or Captain Marvel, or there's another couple names, but yeah, she can do whatever she wants. She's pretty much the most OP character in all of Marvel, aside from like Franklin Richards, who can just turn her into a normal person again if he wanted to. But Scarlet Witch wouldn't be able to do that if she's made from the same energy. That's kind of like the trope they're using.
Yeah, so that was a really cool thing. So whether it was because I don't know all the medical thing, I would assume it was
Kevlar.
Do I think that she's Kevlar?
You think she got some Kevlar?
No.
They're like,
no.
Because she's wearing that vest. That would be really cool. Kevlar skin.
Kevlar skin. I don't think so.
Yeah, but she had
the X-rays, and I like that they came up blank. It must have been something wrong. And then she was like, "What the blood test show? We'll have to draw again." And so obviously the blood test was something was up with the blood too. Yeah, and she's like, "No, screw you, I'm done here."
They're like, "Okay, now let's give you a COVID test." And she's like, "Oh no, I'm good."
All right, we need to give you a vaccine for COVID. I'm done here.
Not a single mask.
Not a single mask. She's sitting there like, I'm gonna drop some truth on y'all. This is all a conspiracy.
Hey, what the fuck?
What? All right, so
in these scenes, they start arguing back and forth whether Scarlet Witch is a bad guy or a good guy in the situation. Monica is arguing that she did not intend to do any of this. This is not something she's just doing. It's something that's happening, and that she is doing her best to contain it, which I agree with. I think subconsciously, I think she's having a split personality disorder, and that's, dissociative. Actually, it's not split; it's dissociative. Right. And she's just defending her like anyone would. If you knew that she fought Thanos and she was pretty much like Jimmy Woo, I think brings it up. If he didn't blitzkrieg, then it would have been totally different.
And really, it was only if she didn't care enough to protect her own people. She still could have wiped Thanos. She could have sacrificed, her own team or some of her own team, I guess, and just killed Thanos real quick, and then gone to stop the Blitz.
And then they do a couple things in the scene as well. They introduce what could be the Fantastic Four. They could be introducing Doctor Doom. They say that they have an engineer. Dr. Doom is known for being the engineer in charge of most of the for building ships, portals, stuff like that. The astronauts that they say went missing.
But that's who Monica knows?
There was astronauts in space that went missing, like when the
So
blip.
Monica said that.
Astronauts, yes. We're both her and the director talk about it.
No, I remember Monica said that she knew what she say, an astrophysicist or something like that.
No, the engineer. That's the one that might be Doom.
Oh, okay.
Other astronauts might be Fantastic Four.
Of course, yeah, right. The ones that went missing. Yeah, that would make sense.
And it could be in the same vein of what happened with Scott Lang. Like they just so happened to go into the negative zone right when it happened, or it happened because they were getting snapped. Something happened. They were trying to stop something, and
right,
yeah, they can do anything they want because the Fantastic Four need to happen, and
well, they're going to happen. They've already said that,
or they already did, and they're going to be writing them in there into little sections of these movies in the Loki verse and stuff like that.
Awesome. But that's so cool.
I personally think that the Young Avengers is the biggest plot being set up in this show. I think everything else is just kind of like a red herring, but really they're doing all this character work for the boys. And right now, you think about the other shows that are being made. Miss Marvel's being made. Hawkeye's being made right now. When they get done doing Winter Soldier and Falcon, there's probably going to be Iron Lad coming out of that somewhere.
Probably, yep.
Or Patriot. I think they're going to bring in Patriot, which would be really cool.
Patriot would be cool too.
Again,
Patriot wouldn't stick around for that long though. It's because Sam's going to get the shield.
Well, no, I mean like Patriot is the Young Avenger version of
right,
guy who's on the team, whose grandfather was the original super soldier, and it was during a time of segregation. So I think they're going to be doing that story later on. And some people have said that Hulkling is probably going to spawn from this whole thing. Either
if they do it, Kevin Feige hates Hulk so much. I hope he does Hulkling at least.
Hulkling has nothing to do with the Hulk. Hulkling is a Skrull who is Captain Marvel's son. Marvel.
Okay.
Son.
Right.
But they might not do anything like that. But he is still alive. Marvel's alive. They could have sent Hulkling as a baby to the planet to go mess with something. He could be in witness protection because he rolled over on the Kree, what are they called? Cells that Sam Jackson was talking about when he was a Skrull in Spider-Man.
See, I need to go back and watch Captain Marvel again because I know it's going to be important. I don't know. I was not super into the movie, like the whole movie. I was just kind of like, meh. And so I need to go back and actually pay attention to what's going on, at least through the movie.
Yeah, his parents are just Kree and Skrull. Kree and Skrull. Kree and Skrull. Jesus.
Hey, did you say Kree and Skrull?
Kree and Skrull. and he ends up, getting together with Wiccan. That's why they think they're gonna in the next episode. They're going to be about teenage years. They're going to go from being younger to being in their teenage years, going through stuff like that. And I think they're going to introduce a boy character that is Hulkling, but not exposed yet, not like showing his powers or anything. And I think they're going to if they do bring anything into Sword, they're going to start showing who's Skrulls, because you've seen with Sam Jackson being on the satellite that there were tons of Skrulls everywhere, and they do work with Sword. If that was Sword, in fact. But I'm pretty sure that it's Sword. People have already confirmed that in the industry that it is Sword. So
definitely
we have a strong chance for Hulkling. There is a character that has been cast, super casting, whatever everyone's talking about it, that it's a young guy who looks like he's going to be a schoolmate of the characters, and he's going to be one of the first characters interacting. So
one of the first other kids too in the town.
Yeah. So they think that this might be Sword trying to put a Skrull into the town and trying to get them, have them have a benefit with him having powers and shapeshifting abilities and stuff like that. So they might be working a little like espionage tactic, or that was the person that they were looking for in witness protection because he rolled over on the Kree. And then
gotcha.
So there could be, there's a couple different things. The FBI would be looking for someone like that. Here's a funny picture from Hulkling.
You're not my real love.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I really like that one.
So regardless of anything, Young Avengers right now is going to be a series that you have to have. from a collecting point of view, if you're collecting based off of what's going on in the MCU Young Avengers series. I mean, there's only 12 books.
We got 4 characters so far.
What's that?
There's 4 characters so far: Miss Marvel, Wiccan, and we don't have Iron Lad yet, but we have what's her name, Kate Bishop.
Yep.
So I mean, and Stature, we have Cassie Lang. So I mean, the team is basically made. And what did Avengers start with? What, Captain America at first?
Yeah.
So this could be the Captain America of, starting
for sure.
the universe.
For sure. And we're thinking next episode, Billy and Tommy are going to be able to start using their powers. I think we saw, like, it became more or less of a town and almost more of like a city landscape. Well, I don't know. It was hard to tell from that little leak thing, but that's what it seemed like. The landscape was definitely growing when in the next episode, where they're in a different part of the town,
like a cul-de-sac area.
Yeah,
or maybe they're just
because it seemed it felt like it was Halloween. Everyone was in Halloween costumes, and then some stuff starts going down.
I'm gonna go with one of my original theories: is they get divorced in the next few episodes because they argue so much, and I think since he's just like not really accepting everything, they do get divorced, and she focuses more on the kids, and that'll be that episode, kind of like Modern Family. So I think that'll happen. Like her and Agnes will be dating or something weird. Like something like, Agnes would be like, I'm always around now watching the kids, something just out of, it's Vision's gone. Now Agnes lives with me.
Well, we know Vision's going to try to break out.
Yeah.
That's his logical next step.
Yeah. I mean, unless
Vision's going to try to escape the Hex and going to find out real quick that he can't. Because his energy just doesn't exist outside the force field.
He's just a dead body outside of it.
And Korean scroll food, I would try that.
Do you think it's gonna rip him into the pieces she found him in? It's gonna like tear him apart. You think it's gonna like?
I don't know.
Oh, that would be a Vision, huh? Wouldn't it? Just
that. Man, that would be a Vision.
And poor guy.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
In Ultron, they opened up the fucking casket thing, and this little baby comes out.
He tries to escape.
Kick Ultron's ass.
Yeah,
he tries to escape the whole time he's shooting.
My gosh.
Yeah, I can see it, man. It's gonna be sweet.
He tries to escape, and the director comes in and slaps Ultron into him. Get back in there, Ultron.
He's Ultron.
No, he's definitely not Ultron. He's Mephisto.
I'm
telling you right now.
Mephisto, or what was the other guy's name? What the fuck was that guy's name? He was the one King of Pandemonium.
Oh yeah, that's who they were saying that he was. Gosh, what was his name? It was It was something Pandemonium. Yeah,
it's like Master Pandemonium.
Or
Masturbator. Like,
Pandemonium Masturbator.
for the West
Coast Avengers, right? West Coast Avengers number 4. I can probably look it up real quick.
He's kind of a turd, and he messes with people. So people think that Pietro is actually going to be playing that character. That's really why they're using this universe as Quicksilver, because the other one's gone. And
right.
It might. I don't know exactly. Like the whole them throwing in this kind of casting really, really messed with a lot of people, and I loved it. It messed with me. I seen a spoiler of him in the show.
Yeah, Master Pandemonium, a conduit for demons to enter the world. So if he's a conduit for demons to enter the world, who's a demon? Mephisto.
He could be bringing him. Yeah, he could need the children to. Mephisto. He probably needs the kids to sacrifice to bring Mephisto.
The kids have to die. For Mephisto.
Oh my god, 50%.
The kids have to die for Mephisto to or astral body, right? So that's
Just
why that's what started the House of M. Yeah, now he's rising back up. So if Evan Peters as Pietro is really Master Pandemonium, which we're telling you guys right now, West Coast Avengers #4, that would be the book to pick up. And if he is a conduit to demons entering the world, then he's bringing in either Mephisto, Blackheart, Mephisto, Malevolence. There's going to be demons coming in. And then I think that they're just going to keep letting it build until, like you said, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And that's when he's going to actually be the big bad.
I have no words.
Boom! We just solved it, Marvel. Drop the mic.
I'm at 65%.
That's it right there.
Coming in, I'm about 65%.
And we're gonna be completely wrong and saying some other shit next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. Please, my boy Bruce Campbell. I can't believe this shit.
All right, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this week. All of our crazy theories and harpings of WandaVision episode 5. We have a couple of plugs coming up before we see you guys again next Friday. Justin, if you would like to go ahead and start.
Yeah, so this weekend, if you guys are in the Illinois area, I'm going to be in Chicago. I'll be able to, drive wherever if you guys have a collection. I'll come look at the collection, appraise it with you, or if you just want me to grab a couple books, I'll be in town. I'll have money, and I'll be able to buy whatever you're selling, as long as it's not drugs or yourself. I just want books, please. Had a bad experience, South Carolina, but yeah, and James is going to Rock Hill. Right,
I'm going to Rock Hill with Ian, man. We're going tomorrow. So Ian's coming. Me, Ian, and Alexis are going to Rock Hill, and we're going to a little hotel show. It's going to be about 16 comic-only vendors that we're going to. So I'll be picking up some stuff. If you guys want me to look for anything, just message me. And then between what I pick up and Justin picks up, we are holding a large-sized auction on Justin's channel at Comic Talks on Instagram, and that's going to be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So he is graciously letting me tag along to that auction, and we're both going to have some great stuff. He's already done a promo. I've already done a promo, and that's just what we're bringing before we go traveling around to find some more books. So that's going to be very exciting, and then I'll have my claims as usual Thursday and Friday that you should definitely pay attention to. Lots of $1 to $5 books that I'll be drop in for cheap, usually stuff that goes for $2 to $10. I drop for $1 to $5, and yeah, so that'll be good too.
Yeah, there's always great opportunities to do the whole bin sale thing, and then combine it with whatever you buy from James and either one of his auctions, or just whenever we do our trips. So always pay attention to once we do our auctions and try to plan when things are coming from him to add more to your stacks, because it's always great to not have a one book order and to get a decent mail call.
Yeah, and usually I let people combine as well. Everyone kind of knows that. Ian says, I'm going to come steal your collection. I will kill you.
The guy's just like, all right, I'm just going to throw it in a bag and board, throw a stamp on it, and we're just going to get it all out of here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got one of those too recently.
Yeah, today I got one. It was horrifying.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Things that are going to be, 2 weeks, 14 days from now, I'm going to be flying to North Carolina.
Again.
And, James has a really, really interesting month. Seems like he gets to go to Comic-Cons for all of us.
Yeah, it's true.
I was
in 14 days
his state to drive down with him to South Carolina.
Yep.
And while we're
Charleston.
We get to see a couple cows on the way there. It's beautiful, beautiful country.
So we'll be staying in Charleston and doing the Captain's Comic Expo. That's in 2 weeks, though. So that's a little while. But we'll be doing our usual shenanigans where we hold an auction from the hotel on Saturday night. And Alexis will be coming with us for that one. So it'll be me, you, and Alexis. And we get to go to, so it's supposed to, under normal conditions, it would be Charleston's biggest show of the year. But under these conditions, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully, it's got to be better. It's already got to be better than what happened last weekend.
I can't wait. Did you actually get all that footage? Because I'm pretty sure that I'm about to make a lot more in the next.
Is it
weeks.
Posted?
It's all posted on there. So
okay, cool. So I'll go into the folder and download it through.
James is working on a lot of the stuff that we recorded with some of the new equipment that we got. We've been investing heavily And we have a couple of our friends that are also working with us and helping grow what we want to be, what we hope to see in the comic community, which is there's no difference in what we're posting on Instagram, what we're posting on YouTube, everything kind of blending together, and the community being a part of all of it. So even if you're not in the YouTube community, you're in it when you're in it with us, because we're going to talk about Instagram anyways.
Right.
So keep that in mind when you guys are doing your deals and having a good time and selling books at great prices, because we will shout you out, and we're really supportive of everyone in the community. Networking,
Definitely.
beautiful. It's
all
gorgeous.
right. Well, let's call it there, and we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go digging at the comic shop right now.
Oh, right now you're just gonna turn around to the comic shop.
And because I live here now.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.